What's going on, everybody? Tonight we have some super special footage of Kirk Cousins having been out of his cast into a boot and is now serving dinner to some community folks here at the Salvation Army in Minnesota. Now remember, Kirk Cousins did go down a few weeks ago, rupturing his Achilles tendon and then having surgery. Been kind of laying low since then. It's all well and good, but here he is with some crutches and a boot. Take a look. It looks like he did have his cast off recently here. Kind of zooming in on this nice Vikings purple coming off in a bivalve fashion, or two valves, one on the inside and one on the outside, and then that would just come right off, probably with those scissors there, getting rid of some of that cast padding that's against his skin. But it feels good to have that off for sure. Here's a nice better picture here. So some things I want to point out with this photo. One, it's amazing. Two, he is in a boot now. It's hard to say exactly how much of heel lift he has and what kind of plantar flexion or toes pointing down is going on, but I would imagine in order to prevent too much strain on that Achilles post-operatively is what's happening. Probably by some heel wedges. There is some back and forth of what the best immobilization for the walking boot is as far as positioning goes for the foot, the ankle after an Achilles surgery, but we could save that for a different video. The other thing about this is what is called an air cast. You have little air bladders on either side of the walking boot here, allowing for some customized immobilization, and you can kind of adjust that throughout the day. You can kind of pump on this little pump here like the old Reeboks back in the day, if you remember that. And then there's an air bladder on the outside and an air bladder on the inside. Anybody that's ever sprained an ankle or had some surgeries might be familiar with this. You can actually walk for a decent amount of time with this. And then, like I said, the heel situation, the heel lift inside can be adjusted as the weeks go on. And then the next thing I want to point out is I did see that he had a scooter kind of peeking through the piece of this video here. It's very likely that he is using a scooter for his knee to ambulate with and give him some additional mobilization, but I see that he's arriving with crutches. Yeah, there's the scooter there hiding out in the back, and then he's got these very interesting looking crutches. He looks to be of decent height, and I can put on the screen now kind of the position you would expect for crutches. You don't want to be putting the armpit piece of the crutches into your armpits. That can pinch and pull and cause pain and discomfort, and also maybe even damage to those nerves. Not happening in this situation. You want a lot of the support to happen via the arms and the arm muscles here. Again, these aren't typically the crutches that I'm used to seeing. These are very different, but it's Kirk Cousins and he has some super awesome surgeries, so who knows. But what I do see is going forward is he has kind of a hunch going on. I don't know if that's just for the photo. He's kind of leaning into this gentleman here. And then over here, maybe he's just kind of bending down. But I would hope that that is not kind of his positioning for the crutches, as that can, be an issue as far as balancing and that goes. But taking a look at how he's kind of walking, swing through here, a pretty decent time with these crutches. The other thing, he is applying some weight bearing to his foot, so he's not completely dependent on the crutches 100%. He is applying a little bit of weight bearing to that right foot. Just kind of catching everybody up on week 8, the NFL week 8, he did have an Achilles rupture to his power leg, or to that right side. Several videos are around, including on my channel, about how that all went down. You feel free to check that out. But the one thing I want to mention, Kirk Cousins, man, he is just a stand-up dude. He just, despite his injury, despite the setback, despite the surgery and everything, has rallied the community, has rallied his team. He's got his own t-shirt going on. Here he is after his surgery, hanging out in Twin Cities Orthopedics. Here's a clip of him throwing the ball to his son in his basement. That's clutch right there. stand-up dude, and even after his injury, passing out Halloween candy to some locals here. This is just before his surgery. Just am so impressed with Kirk Cousins. I think he's just a stand-up guy, a really good human being, and it's unfortunate that he's injured and not playing, but he's still very much in the mix in terms of a spirit of core with the team, the community up here in Minnesota, and all good things of good vibes, by him, his family, and the community. All right, everybody, I hope that finds you well. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.